The door has been open. Disclosure has begun, and it's more than just UFO disclosure. A lot of things are happening in Washington, D.C. and around the world, and that's why the big picture is here. We're going to break it down tonight. Go ahead, just start telling everybody. Tune into the big picture.
You're watching The Big Picture.
All right, so it is Christmas week. We got a lot of things to cover. Let me just say right up front right now, I will have my Bible study on Christmas Eve, and we will have a Christmas special on Christmas night. So you don't want to miss that. And a big New Year's Eve live. Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Wow.
Right now, the plan is, and we'll let you know for sure in the next couple days. But right now, we're going live at 8 p.m. Central, and we're going to go all the way till Central Time, at least New Year's Eve for us. Now, of course, at 11 o'clock for us, it'll be New Year's for all our Eastern people. And around the world, it'll be different. But y'all need to go ahead and tune into that.
Looking forward to that.
It's going to be amazing.
Mark your calendars. Mark your calendars.
All right, here we go. So this week, some crazy stuff happened out in San Francisco, I don't think we're going to ever really know exactly what happened.
I know what they said happened.
Yeah, I know what they said happened. So massive power outage in San Francisco leaves thousands without electricity. A power outage in San Francisco on Saturday left thousands without power. The power outage was first reported at 10:10 a.m. 130,000 customers were without power. According to PG&E's, 92% of San Francisco still had power, leaving less than 8% of the county without electricity. But that's a big county. But then the other thing here is on that same story is this was the big thing to me there were videos coming out everywhere of these driverless cars. Now, we went out there to San Francisco.
Yes.
And took a vacation out there, and we saw one of those driverless cars. It freaked us out.
Right beside me. We were at the wharf. I was on the corner and looked over, and there was a driverless. There was no one in the car, no passenger, no driver. And I said, what is going on?
Exactly. And so they're called Waymos. And the Waymo cars, when this went down, this is just evidence of what's coming. They all just shut down because they rely on the traffic lights. Mm-hmm. And when the traffic lights went out, they just stopped running right in the middle of the traffic. And so that's
when we say traffic lights, I can imagine the whole traffic system being very, a smart system, very integrated. It's not just a matter of traffic lights.
Right.
And so power went out. Those cars can't work.
Yep.
Very interesting. Well, and so you said they just stopped in the middle of the street, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They stopped in the middle of the street. Let's see what this article says here. It says, Waymo, the operator of driverless ride-hailing vehicles, was impacted by the massive power outage in San Francisco. Numerous people reported on social media that the autonomous cars were sitting in intersections, apparently confused that the traffic lights were out. On Saturday night, the Mountain View-based company shared on its app, "Our service is paused. Our service is currently paused. We're sorry for the inconvenience. Please check back again soon." And as of 6 p.m. on Sunday, Waymo service had been restored. We were resuming ride-hailing services in San Francisco Bay Area. Yesterday's Saturday power outage was a widespread event that caused gridlock across San Francisco. With non-functioning traffic signals and transit disruptions, while the failure of the utility infrastructure was significant, we are committed to ensuring our technology adjusts to traffic flow during such events. Throughout the outage, we closely coordinated with San Francisco city officials. We are focused on rapidly integrating the lessons learned from this event, and we are committed to learning and maintaining the trust of the communities we serve every day.
We want your trust.
So y'all, they come out and they say, "Don't worry, we're committed to making sure this don't happen again." So what is going to be? What do you got to do to make sure that don't happen again? Is what I want to know.
Exactly. Wow. Is this the first of many of these events and episodes to come?
I think it is.
Hope not, but
I think we've seen this movie.
Have you seen this movie?
I think we've seen this movie. I think more and more, we knew that they were telling us something in that show on Netflix, Leave the World Behind, but more and more things are going on that are like, wow, that movie was way full of predictive programming. I mean, you remember the Teslas? They just all had a mind of their own.
Yes.
They didn't shut down, but they all ran into each other and everything started being very dangerous on the road. So I think that's where we're headed is these driverless vehicles. I think there's an agenda that's one day we're just going to realize one day that they're not just going to come pick us up. They're going to do some other stuff that's not good.
What percentage, how big of an issue or reality are the driverless 18-wheelers? I mean,
I don't know around here, but
I mean, in general, across the country and even in other places in the world, I'm just curious, how many of those are actually on the road? How many of those are we sharing the roadways with? And should some kind of interruption happen, what happens to those vehicles?
there's some people over there saying I saw one in Nashville. I want to know in the live chat, in the comment section, do you have driverless cars in your city, wherever you live around the world? I don't think we have them in Birmingham. I haven't seen them. Have you seen one?
I've not seen one. I've not heard anybody talk about them, but I mean, what do we really know when something's being test marketed? Okay. Yeah, they say, okay, we're test marketing this in so-and-so city, but what if they're test marketing other places and they don't announce?
Exactly.
They don't let you know. I mean, what do we really know about in general?
Well, let me just tell you what we know. We know that God is real. God is good.
He is.
We know that me and you are real. We're not AI. Okay.
Do we need proof?
We know.
Don't ask for receipts.
Wait a minute. Didn't we come up with something that we were going to tell people that would confirm that we're real?
The last time I pinched you and you did not
That's not good
appreciate
enough.
that.
That's not good enough.
So,
We do. Listen, this is our assignment. We're going to work on this. We're going to come up with something that's going to be like a code word. But I guess AI could figure out the code words.
Yeah,
We've got to be able to find a way for them to know this is really us. Because we watched a video of Avi Loeb the other night it looked very real, and he's telling us all this stuff, and the world's all freaking out about what he said, but it wasn't real. So we're seeing more and more of that, deep fakes. We are not deep fakes. What can we do? Tell us in the live chat. What could we do?
If you have any suggestions, any ideas, I would like to hear them.
We want to know.
I don't have an answer to this question. So
one thing that I know is real is this website is real.
Oh, come on.
This is a real fire website, LarryRagland.com. You need to go there. You need to get your free gift. I talked to our web developer today, getting ready to update the free downloadable book to a new book. So if you want to get The Burning Generation, you better hurry up and get it now. The way you do it is completely free. Go up to the yellow banner, click on Get Your Free Gift. When you click on Get Your Free Gift, you're going to see it pop up, The Burning Generation. Very soon that book's going to change. So you want to go ahead and get this while it's free. And all you got to do is give us your name and email, put you on the list. But you know how many people's downloaded this book now? Almost 2,500 people has downloaded this book.
Wow.
I'm so excited about that.
That's far above the number that I was going to guess, because I thought I had seen like 1,500. So
that's how fast it's growing.
It's quite above.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Pleased. And Cher, always working out there. Says,
she's amazing.
Code word avocado.
Oh, avocado? Okay. Avocado. Hey, I thought y'all would want me to do that. It would be like phenomena. Dun, 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 dun. Phenomena. Dun, 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 dun. Phenomena. Dun, 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 dun.
What is the fascination?
I can't say the word phenomena without thinking of the Muppets. Okay. Phenomena.
So you can't even say the word right.
No, ain't that what he really says? Ain't that what they say on the?
I'm not sure.
Delane would know. He just got in. He's the knowledge guru.
Maybe he can set this thing right. I don't know, but
let's get back. Let's get serious. Get serious.
Serious face.
Here we go. Top Russian general on Ukraine's war crime list has been assassinated.
Was that today? That happened today?
Was today. And I'm having all kinds of problems with my website here. Hang on one second. Just
stay with us. Stay with us. Stay with us.
I had to adjust all this right before we went live. Hang on.
And we will get it momentarily.
All right. I think I got it.
Boom.
All right. So top Russian general on Ukraine's war crime list assassinated in Moscow car bombing. Russian investigators are considering a link to Ukrainian military intelligence after a top Kremlin general was killed by a car bomb in Moscow on Monday morning. We see Russian general assassinated by a car bomb in Moscow. Wow. So an investigation has been launched over the crimes of, quote, murder committed in a socially dangerous manner, end quote, and the trafficking of explosives. Russia says its agencies are considering the hypothesis of an assassination orchestrated by Ukraine's intelligence agencies. While Kiev has not commented at the time of publication, its military intelligence directorate has executed and claimed credit for several assassinations against both Russian and Ukrainian citizens, traitors over the course of its war in defense so far, with car bombs as a recurring feature. So as we keep hearing, hey, we're getting closer and closer to peace, we're continuing to see things like this. And it just makes me think that I don't think we're that close to peace.
Okay, right. We're coming up on, when did this war start?
I don't know. It's been going on as long as we've been in the show,
I
ain't
think we're coming up on 4 years in February.
Yeah, didn't we cover it?
We're
like 3.5 years.
There, I think somebody can confirm this. Did this war not start in February of 2022? Yeah, this is, I mean, come on. When can we wrap this up? I mean,
somebody over there is saying squirrel could be our code word.
Squirrel.
Because we say squirrel a lot. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's a good suggestion, though. Justice Department today comes out and ends Clinton-era rule of giving welfare to migrants. Did you know that this was a rule it's not a law. In fact, it's against the law, but Clinton put a loophole in during his presidency, and it's been in place and through all Republican and Democrat administrations. The Department of Justice is closing a Democrat-created bureaucratic loophole that has allowed legal and illegal migrants to get a huge quantity of taxpayer aid since 1997, despite a 96 law limiting aid to citizens. The loophole was created by Bill Clinton administration after Congress passed the Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Reconciliation Act of 96. I remember that, which was intended to strengthen the principles that legal and illegal immigrants come to America to work, not to collect welfare benefits. Quote, we now retract that 1997 opinion and offer the best reading of the phrase federal means-tested public benefit, President Donald Trump's Justice Department said on December 16th. So
you're telling me that they just decided?
They just decided by executive order.
And we could only do that right now.
Yeah. This is the first administration that's just said, you know what, we're gonna do away with this.
Okay, so Trump couldn't have done that between 2016 and 2020?
I guess he could have. Okay. The new rule means that legal and illegal migrants will not be able to claim welfare, food stamps, housing, or health care subsidies, and many other aid programs. The aid cutoff will likely force more illegals, especially families, back home because many cannot earn money to afford housing, food, health care, and other expenses in the United States. The reduced number of migrants will help raise Americans' wages, reduce their rents, and encourage sidelined Americans to seek jobs.
That levels the playing field because the citizens can't afford it either. Man.
Don't you know the economy's booming?
Oh, yeah, it is rocking. That Dow is like 40, how many now? I don't know.
I don't know. It's record.
What is the Dow now?
Thank you, Billy. Russia's-Ukraine war went full scale on February 24th, 2022.
Several people commented on that. And Sister Marcia, candlelight starts at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. And we will be live streaming it.
And great.
We will be, and by the way, we will be live streaming it on this channel as well. I've decided that. So we're going to do it on the church channel and this. So if our Big Picture family can do candlelight with us,
tune in.
5 p.m. Central Time, Christmas Eve, right here. We'll be doing a live, we'll be in our church, but we'll be on this channel, live candlelight service. So get you a candle, get ready, be safe.
Because you have a 45-minute guarantee.
It'll be over in 45 minutes. Absolutely. It's the only thing that I put a guarantee on when it comes to the church service.
So, yes.
Well, here's some more things that we need to cover. Oh, and by the way, if you're coming in late here, we're going to cover some really serious UFO disclosure stuff tonight.
Yep.
We've got several videos to talk about, and we're going to break down some things. And here's the cool thing, why you need to wait to the end. I haven't told you this, that I was going to do this. I decided to last minute. Towards the end of the program, I'm going to show you a quick preview of my teaching that I did on the UFO conference for L.A. Marzulli. I'm going to show you
Are you allowed to do that?
I'm going to show the intro, just the intro part.
Oh, that intro is fire.
Yeah, I think LA would be okay with that because when you see that intro that we put together, you're going to want to go get a ticket.
Thank you, Delane. Look at this ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to this.
Wow.
This is ridiculous. The Dow is at 48,362.
That's insane.
When and this has been years ago.
Are you trying to say we're old?
Yeah, I'm trying to say we're old. But remember when you and I were looking at each other and saying, do you think the Dow will ever get to 5,000?
Oh, I remember.
5,000.
5,000. That's how old we are. That's how old we are. But you know what? We're old, yeah. But that wasn't as long ago as you think.
Disclosurism. Oh, man, gotta write that down.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Be the whole cookie, not a crumb.
Be the whole cookie.
Disclosurism.
We've got squirrelism.
Yeah. Disclosurism. I like that.
Disclosurism.
See, because the world is not going to use that word. They're just going to use disclosure. But we're going to use disclosurism. I like that.
So
I like
before we completely leave this last story about
the Dow.
No, not the Dow. The just deciding. The decision.
Oh, the decision. Okay.
It wasn't a law.
No, it wasn't a
loophole.
It was a loophole. Yeah.
Are you going to be doing a story? Are we going to be doing the story, if this is even a story, I saw this somewhere today, about this country or the president offering $3,000 for people to...
Yes, we are.
Okay,
yes,
great.
We are.
I
we
will,
surely
I
are.
will wait then.
It is in the queue.
Okay.
So it's coming.
Because I don't know every single story that's coming down the pike, and I want to make sure that was mentioned. Let's do it.
All right. So somebody's saying cookieism as well. Let's just keep going. Hey, and people are saying they're getting a conference for ticket for the conference, but not just the LA conference. You better get your ticket and come to Birmingham to see us. We'll talk about that later. May 27th, 28th, 29th. It's going to be fire.
Yeah.
All right. So look, how about this? This is the stupid wokeism world that we're in.
We talked about this yesterday.
Yeah. Look at this.
God.
Electric school buses that are mandated in the state of New York are leaving students freezing.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the violence in the schools.
Right.
You're worrying about your children. No, you just worry if they turn into a popsicle on the school bus.
Exactly. A statewide mandate requiring all school buses to be electric by 2035 has resulted in a chilly preview in one New York school district of what's to come. Kids freezing on their rides to and from school. Parents in the Lakeshore Central District are speaking out, claiming some bus drivers are turning the heat down or off completely in order to conserve battery life on the electric buses. The news station reports that it's receiving calls from concerned parents who say their kids are freezing cold when they come home. The kids are so cold. The kids are so cold. Parents are giving them hand warmers.
Yeah.
The heaters on the bus run off the same electricity as the bus itself. A parent and former school board candidate told the outlet, quote, "They were told that it drains the battery capacity of the bus itself. Winter temperatures in the Buffalo area are typically in the 20s and 30s. The school district covers part of the towns like Lake Erie, south of Buffalo. The state of New York has mandated that all school bus purchases must be electric by 2027 and is requiring that all electric bus fleet by 2035. Wow. It says the district was able to purchase 20 new electric school buses, which they cut the ribbon on over the summer using a $7.9 million federal grant from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. All of the buses operate in compliance with New York State, blah, blah, blah. However, parents who complained to the station said there has been also been reports of the electric buses failing. The buses broke down. They deployed a substitute bus, and the buses were more than 30 minutes late. My son stood outside for over 35 minutes waiting for a bus that wasn't coming. It goes on and on and on.
It sounds like we need to protect the children from the Environmental Protection Agency. How ridiculous. Ford Motor Company is taking a $19 billion write-down because they no longer want to do electric vehicles, EVs, right?
Yep, that's right.
But no, we're going to plow forward and make sure the children have electric school buses by 2035. Does this make any sense?
None
at all?
whatsoever.
Can you imagine your little 65-pound little first grader, trying to bundle them up as tightly as you can and put every garment and gloves and scarf on them just so they can survive the school bus?
No.
What are we doing here?
What are we doing? What are we doing? I remember I just recently took my first Uber like a year ago. I was like, I don't know if I'll ever do that, but I did about a year and a half ago, I did an Uber. And one of them when I was out of town by myself was an electric vehicle. Mm-hmm. And it was in Florida. And I was asking them about the battery life, and they said, well, one thing that's good about Florida is it's warm typically down here, so we have no issues with battery. He said, but I have friends. He started telling me about New York, about Wyoming, Montana, and all these. He goes, here's the thing they don't tell you. Those cars basically don't even work there because when it gets cold, the batteries will not hold charge that long. And he said, you can't function. He said, now, if you're only driving just a few miles down the road, you can make that work. But there's no way to have an actual regular life with one of these cars. And then he went in to say, but when it gets really, really hot, it affects the battery as well. So it's like this whole narrative. We're going to show you several things. In fact, this next one is part of this narrative. This whole narrative of this electric thing that we went through all these years is falling apart rapidly. And I'm thankful that it is.
And not only that, how much rare earth can we can we mine? Can we get our hands on to continue creating these batteries?
Yeah.
And when they catch fire or explode or whatever, you can't get the fires out and it's toxic. And when these batteries need to be disposed of, it's this whole thing. It's just horrible.
It is. It is. Well, let's continue. The Trump administration has now halted offshore wind farms, citing national security. President Donald Trump's Department of Interior announced on Monday that it is pausing leases for 5 large-scale offshore wind projects off the East Coast. This is Secretary Doug Burgum says due to national security concerns identified by the Department of War, Interior is pausing leases for 5 expensive, unreliable, heavily subsidized offshore wind farms. One natural gas pipeline supplies as much energy as these 5 projects combined. POTUS is bringing common sense back. So yeah, I mean, the number one, they're eyesores. Number 2, they're killing marine life. And number 3, they cost so much money to put up.
They do.
And then they don't even really save money. And they're certainly not saving the environment.
They fail. They need a lot of maintenance when they're inoperable. I mean, the maintenance is expensive, and then sometimes they just collapse, they fall apart. It's a lot of things.
It is.
So I don't know. I just hate it. I mean, we went to Israel. How many of these giant turbines were in a field, and this is just one place in one country. And I'm sure there's a lot of European countries that have these.
Oh, yeah.
And
they're really big out west, too.
How they make them work, how they can afford it.
Christina said lots of horses where I live. Maybe we should go back to that.
Good point.
Now, look, I want to say something about this. Barry 9252 says you need to watch the movie trailer for Mercy. I watched it right before I went online.
Mercy.
Sandy's not seen it yet, I don't think. Coming out in January. It's about AI judicial system that links. In fact, I have the trailer queued up to show tonight. So I mean, these are the kind of things that gets us flagged, but we'll see what happens, and we'll cut it out if we need to. But that's a good point. I'm telling you, y'all, that's why we're talking about on the thumbnail that the cat is out of the bag. It's rolling. I'm telling you, 2026. I've been calling it the year of acceleration.
Yes,
it is. That is one of the words that I'm using. Is acceleration. In fact, one of the things we do, Sandy, at our church is we always think about a word that we claim for the coming year. I don't know if you've got your word yet.
I do not have
my word is acceleration.
Well, that's a very good word to choose. I wish we could only accelerate in one area, but it's like the thing has gone sideways. We cannot even report on everything that needs to be talked about because there's so much happening. Absolutely.
Well, going back to the Russia war, Russia says talks on U.S. peace plan for Ukraine proceeding constructively. And okay. Do we believe that? A Kremlin envoy said peace talks on U.S. proposed plan to end the nearly 4-year war in Ukraine were pressing on constructively in Florida, while the Ukrainian president said they were moving quickly. So they're assassinating each other, but everything is on track. We're on our way to peace.
It's A-okay.
Now, I heard Trump talk about it today in one of his speeches. He's talking about something else, and he got onto that. And he's like, I'll be honest with you. Look, I've solved 8 wars. One of them's 38 years, one of them's 35 years. He goes, I thought this one would be easy. I'm being honest with you. Thought it was going to be easy. It's not so easy. Yeah. He said these people hate each other too much. That's what he said. Well, that's true. All right, so continuing on Russia, look at this here. Russia is suspected of developing anti-satellite tech. Basically, the purpose is to target Elon Musk's Starlink. Have you heard this?
No, I haven't. So he's going to hack Starlink.
Well, it's more than hack. 2 NATO nation intelligence services suspect Russia is developing a new anti-satellite weapon to target Elon Musk's Starlink.
You're talking about take it out of the...
I'm going to read it. I don't know. I just saw the headline.
Can't really say sky. What would you say?
Space.
Take it out of
Orbit.
existence.
Of orbit.
Orbit, existence. Oh.
So let's read on. New anti-satellite weapon to target Elon Musk Starlink constellation with destructive orbiting clouds of shrapnel with the aim of reining in Western space superiority that has helped Ukraine on the battlefield. So let's read that again. It says they are developing an anti-satellite weapon. It says with this weapon is going to, I guess, release a mass amount of shrapnel, orbiting clouds of shrapnel, destructive shrapnel that will hit these satellites, I guess. So it's saying the Associated Press are saying the so-called zone effect weapon would seek to flood Starlink orbits with hundreds of thousands of high-density pellets, potentially disabling multiple satellites at once, but also risking catastrophic collateral damage to other orbiting systems.
So,
wow.
Going back, I don't know how far or how long did we not do a story quite a while ago about him assisting in the war?
Yes. Yeah, with Ukraine.
And that's exactly what this is.
That's what this is about. Yeah.
This has come full circle. And now they're like, okay, well, all right, big boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here's what we're going to have planned for you.
Yeah. Such repercussions, including risk to its own space systems, could steer Moscow away from deploying or using such weapon. Quote, I don't buy it, like I really don't, said Victoria Sampson, a space security specialist at the Secure World Foundation. Never heard of that. Who leads the Colorado-based non-governmental, or there's an NGO, baby, annual study of anti-satellite systems. I would be very surprised, frankly, if they were to do something like that.
My goodness.
So yeah, that's pretty crazy. They're just going to inject pellets into space and hope that it just hits Starlink and not our GPS systems and our war GPS systems. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I trust that. That's going to work out great.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Speaking of Christmas, once again, if you come in late, don't miss it. Christmas Eve and Christmas night will be here. By the way, Christmas Eve is a big night because from 5 to 5:45, we're going to have a candlelight service. And then I'll have my Bible study, 7 p.m. Central normally. And then on Christmas night, which is our regular Thursday night show, we'll have a special Christmas edition. That's all we're going to say.
Let's say that.
All right. So wake up and smell the Islamic invasion of the West, this article says from Daniel Horowitz. National security means ending jihadist immigration, dismantling Islamist network terrorists, leaving sectarian wars abroad, and backing allies who kill terrorists. Over the course of a single day, listen to this, this month, a pattern repeated itself across the West. 2 Muslim murders murdered at least 15 people at a Hanukkah celebration in Sydney. 5 Muslims were arrested for plotting an attack on a Christmas market in Germany. French authorities canceled a concert in Paris due to credible threats of an Islamic terror attack. 2 Iowa National Guardsmen in Syria were murdered by an Islamist while we play footsie with an illegitimate regime.
Right.
None of this represents an anomaly. It represents an accumulated failure of a strategy best summarized as, quote, invade the Muslim world, invite the Muslim world. So basically, this is commentary.
Yes.
But what he's trying to say through this is Blaze Media here.
And this is Glenn Beck.
No, this is Daniel Horowitz, but that's his, that's his business, his media department. But Daniel Horowitz is one that said it. But y'all, they're trying to whitewash this. But this truly is a global thing that is happening.
Right.
The intifada, whatever they call it, the jihad, it is on and things are being activated.
So we can go right back to, I believe it was last week, we talked about, I don't know if we said the words, the new norm. We played the clip of the imam or the Muslim leader that was telling the world in 2017, this is how it's going to be. This is what's going to happen. And now we're seeing this as a regular event, and we're having to adjust our lives, our plans, the way we live to accommodate this intifada and this movement that you're talking about.
Yeah, and we went deep dive last week, so you can go back and really look in it last week. We're not going to go there tonight, but
and let's just break it down.
It's on.
What we're talking about is the violence,
it is,
and the terrorism and the attacks.
That's what we're talking about.
When we say this movement, this intifada, it's the violence.
Yeah,
it's the risk to life. It's all the harm and the unaliving.
But there is so much violence and so much hatred in the world right now. It is escalating. And look, That's what Jesus said. He said it'd be like the days of Noah, where the men's heart were evil. It was their intents of the heart were evil continually. They couldn't stop it. It was on a snowball effect, and it is snowballing. I'm talking about. There are videos everywhere of people just walking down the street, and randomly somebody comes up with a stick and just knocks the fire at them, knocks them out cold, and basically stabs them sometimes, and just takes their fist and knocks them out. Just older people. I mean, just for kicks. Yeah. And then we see the things that are happening on the subways and all the different kinds of things that are so tragic and horrible. And it's like people just see that, they're shocked by it for a couple of days, and then they move on and they forget. They forget that Donald Trump was shot. They forget that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And now within weeks, they've moved on from the fact they don't even talk about him being assassinated anymore. They don't even talk about all the people that was going to church and all that. The narrative came in immediately to question everything, hate everything, divide everything, everybody over it. There is a spirit of violence that is rising in this world. Right. And the only counter to it is the peace speaker, the peacemaker himself, Jesus. And I'm telling you, that's why I got Jesus right here. And that's why we talk about it all the time, is because that's why we do the show we do. We cover what we cover. We're telling you, man, you better get your heart right with God, because if your heart's not right with God, you're not going to be able to survive. Did I preach good?
Yep. You said it.
Okay. Well, here's one of the things that was a trigger for this whole spirit of violence with what we're talking about, the jihadist movement and all this, was how they jumped on immediately free Palestine. And we've already forgotten and moved on from what happened in our colleges, what happened in our streets, and it was ramping up and injecting into the DNA of this nation that, violence is justified because of what they believe and what they've said in the narrative is the genocide or whatever they call is happening with Israel and in Gaza. But in the middle of it, let's not forget how quickly we move on from everything. It wasn't that long ago that a miraculous peace deal happened. Well, we've not even really made it to phase 2 of that yet.
Right.
Okay. And remember, the first thing that we covered that was shocking to us before the peace deal was the plan to rebuild Gaza into Gaza Lago. Okay.
Rio de Gaza.
Yeah. I just made up a new one, Gaza Lago. Why has no one said that?
Because they probably hate it.
I love it. I'm
just going to be honest with you.
Sandy, I mean, you got to imagine, come on, Gaza Lago? Yeah. That's perfect. I don't know why I haven't thought of that before. But I'm telling you all that to tell you this. Come on, let's have fun. Gaza Lago.
Look, I like Rio de Gaza better.
No, that's what Trump said that. We need to go with what your husband said. Your husband said Gaza Lago. Okay. Kushner and Witkoff reportedly draft a $112 billion plan.
That's all?
Yeah, supposedly. To turn Gaza into, get ready for it, a smart city.
What? Oh, come on.
Who knew Gaza was going to become a 15-minute city? A smart city with beach resorts, high-speed rail, and AI grids. U.S. pushes back on claims saying that it would foot $60 billion of that. Now, look at this is supposed to be Gaza.
Oh, my. Project Sunrise.
This is called Project Sunrise, building a new and unified Gaza.
Okay.
Yeah, representatives tied to the Trump administration have circulated a sweeping proposal to rebuild war-torn Gaza into a futuristic international destination, according to the Wall Street Journal. The plan, formally titled Project Sunrise, envisions a decade-long $112.1 billion redevelopment effort featuring beachside luxury resorts, high-speed rail, and AI-optimized infrastructure. The draft proposal was developed by a team led by, get ready for it, Jared Kushner. You know what somebody pointed out about him the other day in the comment section?
What?
They were commenting on the fact that in my book, The Final Flood, I talk about the Jared generation.
Yes.
Was when they in the days of Jared, in the lineage of Noah, was when the watchers crossed over, and they're like, so in the days of Noah, you got all these peace deals going with this guy named Jared.
Yes.
Are we also is his name prominent because they made sure of that because of the days of Jared are back? Come on, that was like pretty good stuff that I saw in the comments. We got one of the smartest live chats.
We do. They are definitely plugged in.
The big picture family is
Kevin
awake.
loves your Gaza logo, and he thinks it's going to be huge.
Thank you, Kevin. I love you. The check is in the mail. The draft plan was developed by Jared Kushner, President Trump's son-in-law.
Can we go all the way back to 2016? What if he was really working on this way back then?
That's impossible.
Because
you got your tinfoil hat on.
Stretching? But
no, I'm kidding. Actually,
he was in the Middle East a good bit.
Yeah.
even in those days.
He was in the administration then.
Yes, he was building those relationships. He was hard at work, and this is. I think it's going to happen, and it's a monumental effort, and it'll probably.
You think this is going to happen?
I do think it's going to happen.
Okay.
And I think it's a monumental effort, and I think it's probably going to end up costing far more than the number that we've been shown today.
That would be wild if this really happened.
That'd be crazy.
It would be crazy. The draft proposal by Jared Kushner, President's son-in-law, and U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, along with senior White House aide Josh Grunbaum and other administration officials. The plan is being presented to prospective donor governments via a 32-slide PowerPoint labeled sensitive but unclassified.
Hang on. That picture right there?
This is part of the proposal.
No, scroll down.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it?
Look at this.
This circular.
Yeah.
Look
at that. Look, that's a lot of people. It says that according to the presentation, Project Sunrise would convert Gaza's devastated landscape into a modern coastal metropolis. So let's break it down here. It revitalized Rafah as Gaza's seat of government and a thriving home for 500,000 residents. There'll be 100,000 permanent housing units, 200 plus K-12 schools, universities, and vocational schools, 75 plus medical clinics and hospitals, 180 plus mosques and cultural centers. Why no churches? $4 billion investment in trunk utilities. Don't they say trunk? Trunk utilities and infrastructure, wash, roads, transport, agriculture, energy. $1 billion investment in commercial zones, business districts, office buildings, malls, retail centers. So it goes on. These are the slides here.
Goodness.
Look, this is a digital city. I can't imagine Gaza looks like this. But this is they're going to have shared digital platforms, smart city services. Slides reportedly show high-rise developments, as we've seen that from tents to penthouses. Who's going to get the tents? You're going to live in a smart city in a tent? Yeah. So let's see. Somebody's saying this is fake news. Blah blah blah.
So okay.
So this is the before and after.
Right. So we're talking about. Did you say how many million people? Did you say? Did you say half?
Half a billion.
Half a billion people.
500,000.
500 million. Is that what you're saying?
No, 500. I mean, half a million.
Half a million.
Half a million.
Okay.
500,000. 500,000.
So, how many of these are reported or thought to be the original?
Oh, the people that live there now?
Residents?
It doesn't say that.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that. I would say most people are probably not going to be able to afford that.
Or even carve out a section for them
Maybe that's the tents
to live in that they can. I don't know.
I mean, I'll be honest. I have a hard time believing that that's
actually going to happen.
This is going to happen.
Yeah.
The proposal also assumes that Gaza could begin to self-fund portions of the development in later years, eventually paying down debt as economic activity expands. One slide projects that monetizing roughly 70% of Gaza's coastline beginning in year 10 could generate more than $55 billion in long-term investment returns.
Okay, they're supposedly going to wait till year 10 to develop coastal areas?
That's what it's saying.
Oh, come on.
You'd think they'd start there.
Yes. Because you got to have investors. You got to have probably a draw for tourists, quite frankly. I mean, this just...
Yeah, so tell us in the live chat, what do you think about this so-called Operation Project Sunrise? There, I'm going to show you one more time. I just can't see it. I don't see that happening.
Well, if you want to
just no way.
Do a comparison with NEOM.
True. But this is
that thing has gone side sideways.
Yeah.
What was
Sideways in a good way? What do you mean?
sideways in a bad way?
It's gone downhill?
Oh my
I
goodness.
haven't heard.
What was it? This is going to be, the line was going to be a 100-mile long.
I mean, they are working. I've seen multiple sections that completed.
They're working, but they have drastically pulled back their estimate of how big this will be. Billy says Gaza equals Dubai 2.0. Maybe
that's what they're trying to say.
Maybe so.
They're trying to say.
But, all this money was pledged from investors, and they started working on one section of it where the ultra rich will live. And I don't know. It's not going to look anything like we were told in the beginning. I never believed that they would be able to do that. That was the most preposterous thing I'd ever heard.
The Middle East is still the Middle East. That's not a racist statement. That's not an Islamophobic statement. The Middle East is still the Middle East. And until Jacob and Esau can get together,
Well, yes.
That's what I'm saying. They're not going to get together.
On the Gaza front.
Yeah, they're not going to get together.
On the Gaza front, yes, what you're saying. With this other Neon project, the size and scale was so large and ridiculous that I never believed that would be able to happen because, just of the sheer size of it. But this has got a whole other, many other layers to it because of all of what you're saying.
I can see this, portions of this happening maybe by promise of the Antichrist, as we get into that kind of thing as a fig, we call it a fig leaf, not a fig leaf, but an olive branch. Olive branch, just to say, hey, look what we can do for you. This is the kind of money I got. But so you were talking about this earlier, transitioning here. Trump administration is giving a Christmas present to illegal aliens. This is how they're actually promoting it on social media. They're celebrating by giving illegal aliens, taking them home for Christmas, in time for Christmas, and a $3,000 check to go with it, a self-deportation bonus. I literally saw I thought it was an act. See, it says not to be. I thought it was a Babylon Bee,
right?
But not to be is an actual news site.
I'm not laughing at this story. I was laughing at that picture of that airplane that said Ice Air on the side of it.
Yeah. This is from the ad.
Being pulled by the reindeer.
The Babylon Bee did not make this graphic. The United States government made this graphic. I've seen this on the official thing. This is what's crazy. So let's see. Illegal aliens avoid Ice Air and go ho home this Christmas using the CBD Home app.
Well, we have Kristi Noem wearing a Santa hat.
Yeah, look, this is from the actual U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement's X account. And so it goes on to say, the Trump administration has been giving out a grant to illegals to use CBP Home app, the self-deporting app. But in the spirit of the holidays, they've decided to triple it and get you home if you're out by New Year's Eve. So this is she goes on Fox News to talk about it. And this is Kristi Noem telling us exactly the Christmas holiday bonus that they're giving to get you home for Christmas.
It's home for the holidays season. So, not only are we returning those kiddos back to their families that Biden lost, we also are saying that if you voluntarily want to go home now to your country, if you're in this United States of America illegally, we will give you $3,000 through the holidays to send you home. We'll buy you a ticket, give you $3,000 to go home, and that includes people that have not been detained, maybe have interacted with us, are detained and don't have criminal charges against them. Yeah, raise your hand. We'll help you get home. We'll facilitate it, and you might get the chance to come back to this country the right way someday. If you wait until we interdict you and detain you and arrest you and have to deport you ourselves, you'll never get the chance to come back. So go on the CBP Home app and get the information, and we'll make sure you get home in time for Christmas.
That's just crazy.
I don't even know what to do.
That's just crazy.
Maybe we should just move on.
No, let's don't move on.
Okay, you want to talk about
this? No, I want to do this right here.
Okay.
It's a Christmas miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. Yeah, the spirit of giving. God bless us, everyone.
What?
Yeah, okay.
What is happening? We've just gone straight up comedy club. We're gonna just be funny about.
But you know what? But you know what?
Look, comical
I gotta
and
say this.
humorous about this.
Okay, I got to say that. Yeah, it's just not funny. We're talking about actual lives, people that are involved here. But at the same time, you got to give them props for saying, "Look, we're giving you opportunities to avoid being arrested and get home, take these kids back home, and we, whatever the truth is, at least we see that some people are saying that they're doing it.
So do you think
millions have already done it, supposedly?
Supposedly. You think they're just going to try every angle? We're going to try, serious. We're going to try fear.
Yeah,
we're going to try
funny.
Comedy.
Yeah.
We're going to boost your wallet. We're just going to do all the things.
The one thing the Trump
to help
administration
you make that decision
did not understand the first time around is they had no clue, and they had a bunch of old people had no idea how to do social media. One thing I give them this time, they know how to do social media. Mm-hmm. They are working TikTok, they are working Instagram. And what's happening is the younger generation is paying attention to what they're doing. And that's what this whole ad was. It seems really, I don't even know how to even describe what this actually is. But what it's doing is it's causing people that would never pay attention to politics saying, hey, look, they're trying to give you a chance to get out so you can come back again the right way. So it's giving the Trump administration at least a look that they're trying to not deport you forcibly. Giving you the opportunity to do it for yourself. And some are taking it.
I guess. I mean, it's just, I feel like I'm sitting back in the armchair just watching all these things play out and unfold. And it's different. It is a different experience than certainly the last administration, but also definitely the first Trump administration.
Yeah. And good point, Nate. Pad 90, why don't they just boost our wallets for Christmas?
How about that?
I mean, wouldn't it be nice if everyone every American citizen got a $3,000 check? Exactly. But I get what they're doing. They're trying to say, look, you're looking at, if you're illegal here and you don't want to leave because you've got a foundation, some kind of income going, and you're hiding, and $3,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but hey, in the grand scheme, you versus getting taken out and never getting a chance to ever have the American dream again, we'll book your ticket, we'll take you home, we'll give you cash money, blah, blah, blah. So we won't say much more about that. But I feel like, maybe they're trying to say, look, we're trying to give you a chance here. I don't know. Come on, can we just give peace a chance?
Let's do it.
Now, we're sitting there, just both of us are working. You're in the kitchen. I'm in the living room. We're both working on our computers, and we got the TV in the background. And I say, Sandy, have you seen this? And this was a commercial that was leading by, it's time to invest in Ukraine. And I was like, whoa, I backed it up, and I couldn't believe it. Because, y'all, we're still in a war here.
Yes.
And they are running a commercial. And this was the commercial that we see. I want to know in the live chat if you have seen this commercial running on your TV.
Yes.
Invest in Ukraine now. Ukraine is rebuilding, innovating, and shaping the future. Because Ukraine is the potential. Kyivstar is Ukraine's leading digital operator. Invests in Ukraine's connectivity, entertainment, ride-hailing, healthcare, and innovation. It's time to think opportunity. It's time to think Ukraine now.
It's time to think Ukraine now.
Right.
It's time to invest because it goes by, Ukraine is rebuilding. We are becoming a leader in blah, 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 blah. Y'all, they're still in a war, and they're assassinating political enemies. We just covered that. But you know what my mind went back to when I saw this commercial?
What?
It went back to when we were in our last studio. This was when we were early on doing this show. When you came on the show and you joined me, I was doing it by myself for a while. Then you came on here. One of the first things that we covered, and I've never seen anybody talk about it since other than us. I'm sure it's been out there, but I've never seen anybody cover it. And I got to go back and find it. And I know I've got the previous show, but we covered it that in the midst of the war, this was like within the first year of the war, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, who is now the director of the World Economic Forum, took over for Klaus Schwab, did a Zoom call with Zelensky sitting in a room with a couple of his generals, and they signed a deal. I don't know if any of y'all remember this, and gave BlackRock the sole rights to fund the rebuilding of the post-Ukraine Russia war. So when I saw this, I thought, this has got BlackRock all over it. The World Economic Forum is now being led by the current CEO of BlackRock, and now they're putting out there, it's time to invest in Ukraine. Now, what is that telling you? That is the projection of saying, yeah, I know the news is saying this and this, but we know this thing is about to wind down. And Larry Fink is behind that.
You always have to watch that signaling. I said, hey, what's Walmart doing helping them? But I think that symbol was slightly different than Walmart symbol. But you pose a very good point. I think if we just watch and listen, maybe we can decipher and decode some things before the government has to come out and tell us, or the news has to come out and tell us.
Yeah.
We're close.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, why would you spend the money to run a commercial saying Ukraine is rebuilt? There was no mention of the war in that commercial.
None.
Nothing. It was like there was never a war. Let's watch it again.
Yes.
It's only 30 seconds. Y'all, you tell me if this looks like a country that's at war.
Invest in Ukraine now. Ukraine is rebuilding, innovating, and shaping the future. Because Ukraine is the potential. Kyivstar is Ukraine's leading digital operator. Invests in Ukraine's connectivity, entertainment, ride-hailing, healthcare, and innovation. It's time to think opportunity. It's time to think Ukraine now.
Get your goggles.
Get your goggles. Get your simulated world.
Get your goggles.
Yeah, so I'm just telling you right now, and I think everybody on here is smart enough to know that the news is never telling you what's really going on.
Are you saying they're trying to propagandize us?
I'm saying 100%. Wow. Now, I went back and forth of whether this would be a Supernatural AI update story or not. I think we're going to hold up. It's not time for that yet, but this is space related. While all this is going on, you don't realize the executive orders that Donald Trump is signing is going to change everything. He did the Mission Genesis, which was insane, the authority that it gives AI, overrides states' authorities and all this. Let's not forget, okay, before I show you this news article, I want to bring your mind to this. What is the name of the program that's going to take us back to the moon, air quotes?
Is it Artemis?
Artemis. Okay. We did a screenshot. If you go back and I also covered this in my presentation that I do for L.A. Marzulli's UFO thing. I did a screenshot of the movie that
I made you stop it last night when you were showing
exactly.
This. I said, stop, go back.
You caught it. It was just one screenshot.
Let me look at that.
Talking about the movie Ready Player One, which was directed by both. What's his name? Dan Farah and Steven Spielberg, which are both have the disclosure. One's a documentary, one's a movie coming out within 8 months of each other, and they did Ready Player One together. Well, this screenshot showing this dystopian world, people are holding up signs saying Artemis, and this movie came out years ago. Well, Artemis is the code name, if you will, for the moonshot to go back to the moon. Well, watch how. Trump wants to be able to make sure he does it all while he's here. He is committed to a moon landing by 28.
Is this the first announcement we have of this?
This was December 18th. He come out this week and said all this stuff this week. He has committed, the Trump administration has mandated and said this will happen by 28. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just days away from 26. That's 2 years.
Yes.
Followed by a lunar outpost 2 years later, 2030. Wow. It's getting crazy, y'all. That's what I'm saying. There is no turning back now.
Well, can I just say right here that you sent me redacted part 1 and 2.
Oh my goodness.
I don't remember the guy's name.
We're going to show part of that tonight.
You are going to touch on that. And
the Alabama part.
He talks heavily about the moon.
Yes, he does. And he says he's been to the moon.
I mean, specifically about
bases and individuals
outposts
and beings.
And
Yeah.
all of that. And
So
it was a lot. I
go back and
I'm
watch it
gonna
for
have
yourself.
to do like one or two more to even be able to process what he said, to be honest with you.
Exactly. All right, so let's talk about this right here. There's nothing earth-shattering in the new executive order, really. As much of it builds on previously announced policies that span multiple administrations. There are some notable points in the document that clearly reflect the White House's priorities, though. 2028 lunar landing. That's a pretty big one. Trump's commitment is to return Americans to the moon by 2028 through the Artemis program. A lunar outpost established, quote, initial elements of a permanent lunar outpost by 2030 to ensure a sustained American presence in space and enable the next steps in Mars exploration. The use of outposts could mean surface activities or the lunar gateway in orbit around the moon, as it seems deliberately ambiguous. Nuclear reactors on the moon. Seeks to deploy nuclear reactors on the moon and in orbit, including a lunar surface reactor ready for launch by 2030. With this item, it does seem that the administration is committed to some sort of lunar surface activities in the long term. Private launch. Enhanced sustainability and cost effectiveness of launch and exploration architectures, including enabling commercial launch services and prioritizing lunar exploration. End of ISS, spurring private sector initiative and commercial pathway to replace the International Space Station by 2030. How many things are going to have to come down on 2030? How many times have we heard 2030? And then it says a focus on leaner procurement and the end to the National Space Council. This order supersedes executive order.
What?
Yeah.
The National Space Council?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You didn't know that existed?
No.
Me neither.
And who's on that board?
Exactly.
What?
But guess what? It's going to be done away with. It's been operating and you didn't even know it. This order supersedes Executive Order 14056 on December 1st, 2021, the National Space Council, which is hereby revoked. Trump brought back the Space Council during his first term, but perhaps Vice President J.D. Vance is not interested in this area of policy. This is crazy.
I want to say, note something that Billy Mitchell just said, and I did not know this. Artemis is the twin sister of Apollo.
Oh.
Apollo
Interesting.
was the former program.
Yeah, really? That's true.
To get us
to the moon.
Is that not correct?
That is correct. And remember, Mission Genesis was called out. It would be on the order of the Manhattan Project and the Apollo Project combined, and he called it, "This is America's final moonshot." Now, look, to even further reiterate it, just like Mission Genesis, this is on whitehouse.gov under fact sheets. President Donald Trump launches a new age of American space achievement. And he lists all these things here. So people that think that this is just fake news, it is on whitehouse.gov, what I just told you, all the things.
Can we read these?
These are what we just read.
That is what we just read.
About 28, 2030.
Okay.
And then basically it says this order directs, the one thing we didn't read is it says this order directs the assistant to the president for science and technology to coordinate national space policy efforts and federal departments and agencies to work together on the new order's implementation. And you can go on, you can read it for yourself. But I wanted to show you this, and I wanted to tell you, it is of my opinion, and I think this is probably, I think I'm right on this, is all this talk about the moon and all this stuff, this AI, giving AI fast authority, and now we're going to be on the moon by 28, we're going to have a permanent fixture, supposedly, officially, by 2030. Why now? It's not just because Donald Trump realizes he can't run for president again. It's because disclosure is coming. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is all a part of what they're about to tell us.
Disclosure Day, the age of disclosure. So is it Nate? What did you call him? Nate something that's on here?
Who?
Someone in chat named Nate. So
Nate Pad 90.
He said, Trump has a thing for Apollo. Look at his Mar-a-Lago. I don't know I don't know if there is, depiction and whatever of Apollo at Mar-a-Lago, but I know that it's in Trump Tower. I have seen all of this reference to Apollo. And yeah, he does have an affinity to Apollo, which is a little weird to me. But yeah, it's just all tying together. And if anybody out there can look up, is H3 on the moon? Are there
What is H3?
Helium-3. Are there intentions to mine, to procure helium-3 from the moon? I would be interested to know that.
That is interesting. Trump's house in Mar-a-Lago has tons of Apollo images. Okay. You should check information that came out with Apollo 1. Yeah. And look, there was some very demonic things that happened during the Apollo.
Are you talking about rituals on the moon?
No, not just rituals on the moon. I'm talking about rituals in Florida and in Houston. I mean,
Masonic rituals that took place. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes and no. I'm also trying to lead you, because you know the names and I can't remember the names of the people that were a part of that space industry that was in the occult, that was that would call down and summon these spirits.
Oh, Parsons?
Parsons. And they were tied to, what's the guy's name that did the Scientology and all that? L. Ron Hubbard. So all of those were a part of the original Apollo program.
Okay. Kevin says the moon has significant amounts of helium-3 deposited in its surface dust by billions of years of solar wind, making it abundant there compared to Earth, where it's extremely rare. So look, all of these things.
It's all about disclosure.
They're very rare. They're very precious. They're very sought after. We got to figure out how to go get this and retrieve it and use it. And we're going to mine those asteroids and we're going to get all that stuff.
But do you not, and I know how you feel about this, but I'm sort of baiting you to tell us how you feel about it, because I know how you feel about it.
Oh, goodness.
Is that we are saying all of this because of disclosure coming out to try to get out ahead of the fact that it's about to be revealed that we're already doing this, that we've already been there.
Okay.
You believe, and you've believed for a long time, that we've been there for you.
Didn't Trump, and somebody can look this up, did Trump in his first administration say something or allude to or whatever that we're going to get out there and mine those asteroids?
He did.
Did he say that?
He sure
Why?
Did. Yeah, why?
Why?
Yeah. So there's two sides. There's really three, but there's two major sides. We never went to the moon. Okay, that's one side. One side says, yes, we went to the moon and we can't get back. And then there's the third.
Lost that technology,
which is so stupid. How can you be so stupid to think that we did the greatest thing that humanity has ever achieved and just thought, hey, let's get rid of all the original videos. Let's lose the technology. I mean, that's just stupid. Okay. So here's what I'm saying. There's three thoughts here. One is we've never been there. It was faked. The other is we've been there. You conspiracy theorists, shut up. We just forgot how to get there. We'll get back. And that's the whole narrative here. Or number three, we not only went there, and maybe even mixed in there is that the first was faked, but we eventually got there and we've been there ever since. And according to who you listen to and watch, there are people that are coming out now because this whistleblower, and of course that's on Redacted, and that guy says some wild stuff, y'all. He says that we have the ability to almost instantly transport there. Jump room. And he said, I have been there at least once. And he says that there are beings that live there that have lived there forever.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts?
Okay. So now that you're finished, that
was all the setup for you.
I want to say I pose a fourth scenario. That somebody has been there for a long time.
Who is that?
I don't know.
That's what I just said. He said that. He said
okay,
that.
but you did not offer. Did you offer that as your third scenario, or
I offered that as part of my third.
Commentary?
I'm talking about what the guy on Redacted said. The guy on Redacted said that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I believe that, but
right. But I've heard this conversation multiple times that these structures, somebody's been there a long time because. All this stuff that's there and these structures that are there, whatever. But to go even farther, let me ask you this, because it was so much. It was like trying to drink from a fire hose, like
Yeah, exactly.
while I'm doing other things, I'm trying to listen to this, and I'm just like, oh boy, oh my goodness.
Oh, it's going to get even more fun.
Did he say this? Did he say that there was a jump room in this state that we live in?
Well, let's go and you want to play it now, or do you want to come to it? Because what I got queued up to play is what he talked about at Alabama.
Okay. Yes, I absolutely want to do that if we can.
Right
if
now?
that
Okay.
doesn't miss.
Well, then first we got to go ahead and bring him in.
The
Bring him in.
Supernatural AI Update.
Here we go.
Brought to you by Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah. It's the Supernatural AI Update. All right, let me see if I can find it. See, where's it at? All right, here we go. So now, look, first of all, this is for entertainment purposes only. I stole that from L.A. Marzulli.
Yeah, we have to say that.
He always says that. And we're not endorsing anything you say, to hear this guy say. No. We're not saying that we believe it.
We're just a messenger.
We're
do not pew us.
Exactly. So there are two parts out here. This guy right here on the left with Clayton on the Redacted show has supposedly been known in the circles of ufology and that whole world for years, but he's never revealed his identity. He's always been behind a mask or had a helmet on when he go to these conventions, and multiple well-known authors and speakers have quoted him and have used him as a source and consider him to be very reliable. Well, Clayton made an opportunity for him to come out. Now, keep in mind, if you go watch these, there's a part 1 and a part 2. He says in part 1 that he has been given, listen to the words that he says, permission by the forces at play to say everything he is saying on here.
Are you alluding to a handler of
I'm alluding to not just a handler, I'm alluding to the actual government, the whole shebang. This ain't one guy that gave his permission. One guy can't stop him from talking. This is the whole, he said he has had given permission from the, whatever the is, you can say these things. But then there's certain things that he says, I can't talk about that. I still can't talk about it. All right. So set this up real quick and we'll play this. We got several other stories to go deep into the disclosure. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but I think it fits where we're going. Is Clayton asked him, they're talking about these jump rooms, and they're talking about going to the moon and all this, and and he continues to talk about these things called an ark. And I thought, how interesting that the government calls them arks. He calls them arks, and all of a sudden we have the days of Noah that Jesus said, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the days of the coming of the Son of Man. And we have whistleblowers and insiders coming out and saying that our government has called purposely their secret underwater and underground bases that are massive, that are basically re-engineered alien tech arcs. Is this you can't make this up. So he's talking about these arcs, and he says, have you ever, is this when you went to Alabama? So let's just play this and then we'll comment on it.
Can you talk about some of the technologies that we've never seen before? Was there any, the technologies that the U.S. military, the U.S. government is now using, anti-gravity propulsion technology? So how much of a relationship do we have in the United States government, the Chinese government, the Russian government, et cetera, with these Nordics, with these ancient technologies that we are now using? So I guess my question is, when people look up in the night sky and they're like, I saw a UFO, they're really seeing a UFO, or are they seeing all of this advanced technology that we've borrowed from them, mostly flying in the skies?
It's a mixture. It's a mixture of collaboration. Like, you know about my experience in Alabama?
I don't.
Where I went inside a cavern and I saw...
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Nordics training different military pilots from around the world that I think are involved in the Artemis Accord.
So the Artemis Accords, you saw Nordic aliens training other members of the U.S. military and other members of the military from, what, Russia, China, other places?
No, I didn't see Russia and China.
Okay, who did you see?
I saw other nations that are involved with the Artemis Accord.
Okay, sorry. And they were training in what capacity? Aircraft?
They look like flying saucers, Clayton.
When we talk about Alabama, what are we talking about? Are we talking about in what part of Alabama?
I never gave the location, but I think Dr. Salah, he probably knows the location.
Does it have anything to do with the moving of Space Force to that location?
That's something you have to ask the President of the United States.
Okay. Well, we know that there's a massive.
I know that the United States have the best capability in the world. That's what I know. And I don't want to.
Who has the best capability?
The United States.
The United States has
This is what he says right here.
Well,
Clayton's head spins.
Because of the connection that we have, I think we have the best.
I'm going to pause it so you'll understand. He says, we have the best technology in the world because of the connection that we have. And then Clayton clarified.
Because of the connections we have with the Nordics and others. Yeah.
And I'm sure other governments have their connections as well. And we probably don't know what they have. So we do have to be careful.
How many races of aliens, ETs, have you seen?
I've seen Nordics. I've seen these people that look like ants. Well, they call them ant people. They got big eyes. Like, I tell people, you can confuse these with gray aliens.
Okay.
Like, if you see the gray aliens, they have big eyes. Well, these guys that I see, they live under the ground, and they have like it's not antenna, it's like a hair looking.
I think it means
like a dread that comes out their head.
Insectolins.
And throughout history, I don't know if you heard the Hopi
Indian?
The Hopi Indian stories about them connecting with the inner earth and the
inner earth,
the ant people and all that, and then they taught them. So we connected with these.
So the Hopi Indian working with these ant people. So have you seen grays?
I've seen grays from a distance. That was a mission that
All right, so I'm not going to play much more because you can go watch it yourself. Each episode is an hour long. There's a part 1 and a part 2. I don't know if there's really a part 3. But I showed you that one because, ladies and gentlemen, the doctor that he's referring to has been on Redacted saying the exact words that disclosure will begin in Huntsville, Alabama.
We listened to that episode. He's talking about Dr. Michael Sala.
Yes.
And he's talking about Huntsville. He's talking about probably Green Mountain.
Yes.
He's talking about, listen, we heard Dr. Michael Sala say the things he's saying.
Absolutely.
That these Nordic looking people are training different peoples of the world, whatever that means, to fly these craft.
Now, let me say this about this dude here. I'm not vouching for him.
No.
I don't know who this guy is.
Nope.
I don't know if he, but here's the thing. He's been quoted by a bunch of people. Now, when he tells his story and you go back and watch it, I encourage you to watch it for yourself.
Yes.
He leads by saying, first of all, he says, I'm a Christian. We all know that doesn't mean, you're a Christian if you say that. But he's like, man, I was raised in a Christian home. My father was a pastor. I was a preacher. He said, I'm preaching the gospel. He said, I'd love to preach the gospel. And he said, when all this began, I was in Brazil preaching a revival at Brazil. And I was staying on a farm in between the services. And he said, and I go outside to help this farmer feed his cows. And that's when I had my first encounter. So supposedly this guy somehow has something is on him, and they approached him because they noticed, this is his words, that these beings in these crafts would come to him and he'd be able to see them. He had some kind of gift or whatever. So they recruited him to come into the military because of that ability that he has. And what he says is he's being taken to all these different places because they know that somehow he has a connection to these beings. And he continues to say, and it's amazing to me, Sandy, how all these people, none of them say they're from another planet. None of them. I'm not saying that there's not people out there that say, but all these whistleblowers and all these people that are saying that are they all say they are spiritual. They are from the spirit realm. They come from another dimension. They come from They come through portals. They pass through time and space. None of them say they come from another planet. I didn't see that coming.
It's true. And he could be deceived, and he could be causing deception. We don't know.
Exactly.
But he does say his father's a pastor.
Yep.
He even says his wife is a pastor. He
Yeah.
says,
Preacher, yeah.
I am a Christian. I serve God.
Yeah.
But I know about these things. How does that level up? I do not have the answers to those questions. But the one thing that just my mind went back to is all the things that I heard him say that I can remember. Don't understand everything, but my mind goes back to the president saying, we got stuff y'all don't even know about.
It's true.
We got weapons you don't even know about or understand.
Yep.
So, and he said that we are the leaders in the world as far as understanding. How did he put it? What were his exact words?
He said we have the most powerful and the best in the world because of our connections to them.
Yeah.
And then Clayton is saying, in other words, you're saying we got the best connections to the best kind or whatever, because, Clayton's a believer that they're from another planet. He's made it very clear. He believes in interplanetary. And so he keeps trying to get this guy to tell him these are aliens from another planet. Right. The guy will not budge. He keeps coming back and saying, no, these are very spiritual beings. And he's like, everybody that's ever had an encounter with them has experienced some type of spiritual charge, whether fear or unbelievable love, just feeling that bliss that we talk about, all these kind of things. So, it's really crazy.
We should probably just take pause here and say to everyone watching, look, we don't understand all of this. This is strange to us. We're not saying we necessarily believe or agree.
100%.
We're just presenting this to you. And why are we doing this? Because disclosure, whatever that means, is probably closer than what we think.
It's already happening.
And
it's already begun.
Just as, quite frankly, you had to have this awakening.
Yeah.
And I felt that the reason that I would try to have conversations with you and push the issue with you is because I felt that it was important and even imperative that you become awakened to things that were happening, and think about how much less it was then.
Yeah, exactly.
My awakening to this began in the end of January of 2017. And so I've had a long time to be exposed to all these different things and to process all of these different things. So my point is this. If all of this is so strange to you and so new to you, and in the past you have just put your hands up and said, I can't hear that and I'm not dealing with this, I would urge you to begin to try to, how do we even say this? Look at this in a different light, not so that we can change you into anything.
No.
If anything, it's for this.
Well,
so that you don't have a meltdown in the coming days.
Well, Sandy, let me go back and say that one of the things that when I finally got shook by you and I began to go down this road and I began to study the days of Noah, it just hit me on another level. I had read it, I don't know how many times over the years being in ministry, but when Jesus said, listen, see that you are not deceived. There is massive deception that's always been around, but the deception in the last days is going to be like nothing anyone has ever seen before. So much so that if it were possible to deceive the very elect. He doesn't say that about any other generation except the last one, the Noah generation, the return of the conditions of pre-flood, the transhumanism, the crossing of boundaries, the hybrids. These are not conspiracy theory things. These are biblical things. These are in the Bible. And it is what just absolutely shocks me is the amount of people who are coming forward saying these are spiritual and interdimensional beings. Now, I know that could also be a way of them ultimately deceiving us to making, the New Age movement.
Yes.
I'm spiritual and all this. I get that too. But the fact that when we finally get to disclosure, it looks like disclosure is not going to be ultimately another planet. It's going to be beings. I'm not saying there won't be anybody promoting that, but it's going to be promoting enlightened beings that are not of our world. Whatever that means is what they're trying to say. Yeah. One of the guys that I personally do not believe he is a professing Christian. Do you know if Russ Coulthart is Christian? He doesn't seem like he ever talks about God.
I've never heard him talk about Christianity.
But he's like Clayton. They're just so intrigued.
Well,
they want it to be from planets.
Even in that, what you're saying, there's deception because I believe possibly Ross Coulthart is a person, he probably has had a long journalism career, but I think certain people were tapped on the shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's one of them.
And sure. Whether they were even told or revealed to them, you're going to be used to help bring this forward.
Yeah.
He certainly, if nothing else, has been allowed to bring this forward. Look at the career of George Knapp all the way back to the late 80s when he had Lazar on his show.
Right.
And
he was the first one, really, wasn't he?
I don't know. But, all the way to present day, he still works on a television station in Las Vegas. And all the way to present, he has a little series on Netflix where he's still talking about the same thing, beating the same drum he was beating back in the late 80s about UFOs, about aliens. And then all the way forward to present day, you have all of these journalists coming forth that look like they've been given the green light to talk about these things in a very big way. And I think Kevin earlier said, this guy that's talking to Clayton better be careful. He's going to be taken out. I don't know, Kevin.
See, he's been given permission. He's been given permission.
I think it's the opposite. I think he's been given permission
well,
to
he
come
openly
out
says
here.
That, but he'll get to certain things and he'll say,
still boundaries.
Can't talk about that. Can't talk about that.
Still supposedly has boundaries, but it's like, no, because
this is the acceleration.
Because it's the acceleration.
It's the acceleration.
Because this is speeding up. Because we are now on a freight train, zooming towards disclosure. It has to come faster.
Yeah.
The things have to be more.
Yes.
We have to have age of disclosure. We have to have disclosure day.
Yep.
We have to have all of these things now.
That I say in my presentation at L.A. Marzulli's conference is that I believe that Disclosure Day, the movie that's supposed to be dramatic and not a documentary, is probably going to be closer to what's really going on than even the documentary. I think the documentary was put out first to try to get our mind going, okay, these, Marco Rubio and all these people, these, generals and all, they're saying it, and it opens us up to where let's just listen to Ross Coulthart because he talks about Steven Spielberg in this movie. And I thought it'd be really key to just play this little short video here because somebody asked him, do you think that Steven Spielberg is he been read in and he is basically a mouthpiece for the beings, the entities or whatever?
And before you play this, everybody just be thinking in your mind, Steven Spielberg, let's go all the way back to the 70s. Try to think about his catalog of films. Try to think about the trajectory of his career and, this material that he's been allowed to produce and put out.
And I love what Mark Cunningham is saying. Maybe that guy's been put there to silence Clayton. I see what you're saying is giving him, okay, let's navigate Clayton. Clayton's getting a little too close here. So let's give Clayton some, because Clayton keeps trying to pull him down roads.
Yes.
So let's listen to Russ Coulthart.
It's intriguing. It's got Emily Blunt suddenly not capable of speaking and uttering what sound like clicks. Is she a hybrid? What's it trying to suggest? Frankly, it's anyone's guess, but it's intriguing. The idea, there's an amazing sequence where you've got deer looking in through a window. I'd be guessing, frankly, what any of this means. I would dearly love to sit Steven Spielberg down and give him a grilling and find out what's coming. I guess part of me hopes that it's not presenting the standard aliens as imminent threat narrative, which worries me a little.
I'm gonna go back and let you hear everything he's saying, but I'm stopping this to say this is the thing that they want us to believe. They want us to believe that they are here to help us. And he desperately wants that. So that's what he's saying is I hope that this is not like an Independence Day to make them out to be bad, because I don't believe they're bad. I believe they're coming and they're going to help us, is what Russ Cohart is basically alluded to. So let's go back.
Me hopes that it's not presenting the standard aliens as imminent threat narrative, which worries me a little bit. There's a sort of a narrative of threat and spookiness running through the whole show. Maybe we're prejudging if we believe that it's essentially pushing a threat narrative. But I think it's exciting to see any mainstream movie director looking at the issue of disclosure, and I sincerely hope it pushes the narrative further towards encouraging President Trump to be more open. Look, it's intriguing.
So he continues in the interview saying that most people in my industry have believed for years that Steven Spielberg and others like him have been read in to certain things that are supposedly top secret. That there were people on the set of Close Encounters helping to navigate Close Encounters.
I remember I told you years ago, I felt like George Lucas probably had scripts handed to him from the CIA or some government agency. So I absolutely agree with you on that statement, because everybody, just think about this. Look how all forms of media are used to influence you, to opinion molding, from movies and television shows to the news, to social media, and on and on and on.
Yeah. Now, so I want to encourage you to go to lamarzulli.com. And when you do, the first thing you're going to see at lamarzulli.com is the Great UFO Deception Summit 2026. And I'm very excited to be a part of this. I am this. You can see those that are here. I mean, Alan DiDio, Derek Gilbert, Gary Stearman, Josh Peck, Karen Wilkinson, L.A. Marzulli, Larry Ragland, Mondo Gonzalez, Tim Alberino, and Vicky Joy Anderson. I mean, what an honor it is to be in that group. But so, yeah. And I think I'm going to show you, and I hope that L.A., if you're watching, you don't get mad at me. I'm just going to show you the first little trailer part. This is the beginning of my presentation. And I hope that you will go tonight and it's $20 for all those speakers, plus 2, possibly 3 full movies that LA has made. I mean, for $20.
And you can, you have use of this for like 3 months.
I think so. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So, so this is the beginning. I'm only going to show you the beginning because I want you to get it to see the whole, because I worked really hard on this.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
Uh-oh. What happened?
What just happened?
See, AI's got me. Let's try it.
Hang
Try it
on.
again.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
Say interdimensional beings, that they know that these are interdimensional beings. How do they know that?
Very credible people have reported that there have been movement outside of time and space.
Now we have things like CERN that is tapping into other dimensions, trying to rip the veil and pull these entities in. You talk about narrative, Stranger Things. Look at Stranger Things. Stranger Things is, they have a world called the Upside Down world, where there's a parallel universe that is very demonic and dark, that is operating right up underneath everything that's going on in our world.
We are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, you sure you can control the demon? Doesn't work out.
I mean, how many decades did we go from, you're stupid, you're silly, there's no such thing to, we're not alone.
That was fire.
Come on, thank you.
Fire.
So that's
I have
just
been
the
able
intro.
to watch the whole thing, and
Yeah, so it's almost a solid hour of deep dive teaching, not just revealing all these things, but from a spiritual perspective of how we should look at this and see this for what it really is. It is, I call it the long lie of disclosure.
Yeah. And listen, I just want to touch on this whole last 10 or whatever minutes we've been talking is for those of you who are like, you look, I'm with y'all, but I am not down for this. I don't want anything to do with this. I get it. And he especially gets it.
Definitely get it. Yeah.
This show is about holding your hand and walking you through some difficult things. And, you know, it's not awesomeness. But if I could make this a little easier on some people, not that everything you're going to hear out there is absolute truth. There's supposed technology like Project Bluebeam to make you think you're seeing something that isn't there.
Absolutely.
But I believe there are going to be things that are actually there.
Yeah.
And if we could lessen some of that blow so that you can process, that's what we want to do.
Listen to me. The Bible's very clear. We are in a fight. The problem is the modern day westernized, I call it sissified church, we don't know who our enemy is. But Paul, over 2,000 years ago, said, hey, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood.
Yeah.
The Democrats are not our enemy. The Republicans are not our enemy. Our enemy is in the unseen world. Principalities, rulers of the darkness of this world, powers, spiritual wickedness in high places, hierarchy of demonic spirits, fallen angels, watchers, Nephilim spirits, disembodied spirits, demons. These things are very real, and they are desperately wanting to manifest themselves into our world.
Yes.
They've always tried to contaminate our bloodline. They've tried to this whole transhumanism thing is just a return to the days of Noah. Everything is in the days of Noah. So I say this all the time. You can't have a Noah generation without a generation of Noahs. And I believe the generation of Noahs are being raised up on this big picture family. And I believe that we're awake.
Yes.
And I know that God has used you so many times in my life. Going back to my book, I see greatness in you. When you said those 5 words to me, that changed my life then. And then God using you to bring me along this journey is because God knew that he was going to call me to be a voice in this moment.
Yes.
That I needed to be awake to be able to say, this is what is really going on. The world has their narrative. We need to see what God is saying about it.
That is a lot of what my motivation was in wanting to help you see, understand, and be awakened is because a lot of people are going to have questions. They're going to need someone to hold their hand that can come forth and bring this forth in a spiritual way to help them. Because ultimately, is it not that they want us to think they are our creators and our progenitors?
100%. That is the ultimate goal.
That is the ultimate deception.
That is the purpose of disclosure. It will be drip, and then it will be, and I think acceleration in 26. Yes. And one of the things I cover in my presentation at LA's conference is that multiple people within the government and the whistleblowers are saying they are coming. One guy, former CIA, says they are coming in 27.
Yeah.
So that 26 is the preparation, is the rollout of disclosure, and they are coming in 27. And let me just tell you something. Regardless how you feel about Donald Trump, whether you love him or hate him, I think we will all agree he loves himself. Okay? I think we all agree that Donald Trump loves himself. And here's the thing. You think if Donald Trump knows anything about this, that it's coming, that he's going to say, you know what, I think I'll just give that to JD. I'm going to give this to JD. And I'm just going to let JD go in the history books. Donald Trump, if there's ever going to be a president that's going to step to the podium and say we are not alone and all this, it's going to be Donald Trump. And I'm telling you, it's about to escalate. It's the final flood. That's why I call my book that.
It has escalated so much that since the beginning of this year to this point where we are right now.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. So my book is, you can actually pre-order it now if you want to do that. I mean, it's not going to come out until April, but the image is not there on Amazon, but if you search The Final Flood on Amazon, you can find the book. It's already there. But I want to show you a few more things here. One thing here, this was an interesting article. These articles are just every single day. This is what I'm talking about, acceleration. This is December 22nd, today. We come in peace. This is, what is this? This is the Daily Mail. We come in peace. Scientists reveal exactly what our first contact with aliens will look like, and it's nothing like in the movies. This was an article that came out today. Why? Why are you writing this? And then they got other article linked. Aliens will be found by 2075. Are you kidding me? It's not going to be 2075. And by the way, they're not aliens. Astronomer scores for traces of human life. When researchers reveal, and he basically breaks down how this is going to go down when we have contact with them, like in Close Encounters. Why would you have that out as an article, as a news article today?
Media has been steering us all for decades. And we said it when we started the show. It's no longer the drip. It's about to turn into trying to drink from a fire hose.
Yeah. And in the middle of that, there is AI. Let's not forget, now you have Project Bluebeam, but now you got AI working with Project Bluebeam. Y'all, if you do not know who you are in God, if you do not know what the truth is, think about what Jesus said to. This is not a preaching show tonight, okay? I preach on Wednesday nights, but remember what he said? Go back and read Matthew 24. When he's talking about being deceived, what did he talk about? He goes, for many will come in my name saying that they are the Christ. He says, if you hear that I am in the desert, don't go look in the desert because it's not me. When you begin to read where he starts talking about many will say he's there, but it's false. It's Project Bluebeam. That's AI. That's not being able to know what a deep fake is. We're seeing deep fakes right now on YouTube. You cannot, I mean, come on. If we don't have our code words, you're not even going to know we're real, okay? But we are real. We are real. You know how
Avocado.
you know we're what?
Avocado.
Squirrelism. What was the other one? Disclosurism. Yeah. But here's the other thing I was going to. The other narrative that's rolling out, that is part of it. Listen to me. This is a part of disclosure. It is the creating a fear of a nuclear weapon, a fear of some catastrophic climate moment where humanity is devastated, sends us into that dystopian world, and we have to have a savior to stop that. Look at this right here. Remember when we saw the movie Greenland?
Oh, indeed.
Okay, so remember what Greenland was about? I think it was about a meteor or something, or no, was it a nuclear war? I can't remember.
No, it wasn't.
What was it?
It was meteors or something.
Okay.
It wasn't war.
So what's the guy's name? Gerard Butler is the star of Greenland. And it wasn't a huge hit, but it was decent. And
it was a message movie.
It was definitely a message movie. That's why we watched it. And it was about getting them to Greenland to go in this underground bunker to survive.
The same Greenland that the president said that we needed to buy or
that we have to have.
We got to have that place.
In fact, I accidentally moved that away. Let me see if I can find it real quick because I wanted to show you this. Is that today, out of the blue today, he says, here it is. Let me show you this.
Okay.
Denmark furious over Trump naming today a special envoy to Greenland. President Donald Trump announced Sunday that Truth Social that he is appointing Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry to serve as the U.S. special envoy to Greenland. The move prompted Denmark's foreign minister to summon the U.S. ambassador, saying the appointment suggests continued America's interest in the resource-rich island. I'm pleased to announce that I'm appointing the great governor of Louisiana, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think I have any video here. But this is Greenland. It says, I'm happy to see the Trump administration giving up on acquiring Greenland. It should be one of the top goals of the administration to require Greenland. I would tell NATO that we are done. We are done if a deal isn't reached. There's a lot of reasons why we need to have Greenland. Trump's proposal to buy Greenland didn't come out of nowhere. The U.S. has had a military presence in Greenland since World War II and became its military defender in 1951. Harry Truman offered to buy it for $100 million gold, and our bases are still deterrents against Russia. So you see Greenland here. Why am I showing you all this? It is because, lo and behold, Greenland 2 just happens to be coming out in 2026.
5 years since the end of the world. Everybody says that this is a new normal. But our bunker's holding on, doing the best we can. I know it's a little late, but happy belated Valentine's Day.
I love it. We should discuss our contingency plans.
We can't stay here, Ellie. There's no life from here.
The crater. Do you believe it's real?
They say that it could be humanity's last chance, but it is impossible to get to.
I promise you. I'm gonna get you to that crater.
January. Going to start the year off with this.
What do you think this crater is? They're
Exactly.
talking about. I'm very curious to know. Obviously,
It's got to be a meteor that, this is what I think it's going to be. This is my prediction.
okay,
That the meteor
created a crater,
created the crater, but the meteor brought something on it
and they need
that
to
created life.
Oh, geez, whoa!
Listen, that creates life, and it's going to be a part of the narrative that this is how it all began back billions of years ago, and it's happening again.
If they seeded,
yes,
some kind
something
of
like that.
life or something that we needed. Okay, I've got a lot of things. Some of you will know this actress. His wife is actually
Yeah,
the lizard woman
from V
of the series V.
You're right.
And it's just curious to me, a couple of things. Number one, all these things that we think are just like, oh, ho hum, wow, no, these things are not by chance.
No.
Go all the way back to before this Trump administration, the first Greenland came out. When this Trump administration began, we weren't very far into this Trump administration, and it was all Greenland, right? Remember the big drive?
Yep.
We got to buy Greenland.
Yep.
Here we are at the second Greenland movie.
Yep.
Are you about to cast some images?
Yeah, while you're
okay,
talking, I'm just
go
going to show
ahead.
you this. This is her.
There was something else I wanted to say, and I can't remember. Oh, here's the other thing. Track the careers of several movie stars and watch how they appear. They do the same type of movie over and over again. You've got the, what is that guy's name? Vince Vaughn and the Wilson guy.
Oh, Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson. They're always in the same type of movie. You've got Tom Cruise. He stays, he's got some varied things there, but he does a lot of the same thing. Will Smith. He does a lot of the UFO and alien and ET type things. It's like we keep people in the same lane, or we let them veer out and pull them back in because of the messaging that they're so successful and productive in bringing forth. Even the directors and producers, Steven Spielberg, we talked about earlier, he's so successful and he's so useful in doing this genre.
Yes. You're spot on. And you pointed this out, and I want to pull this up again, that this is her.
This is her.
This is the same woman.
She's probably 15, 20 years. I think this was 2010. We're now 15 years later. The first Greenland movie was, what do you think, 2-3 years ago? Something like that. Thank you. Typecast. I couldn't find that word. But here we are. we all think happenstance. Oh, there's another cool movie out. Okay, number one, they're not cool movies. They're predictive programming. And number two, we just keep recycling these same people to play these roles to help bring this messaging forward.
Yeah. And people will comment, well, why do y'all go watch them if they're so demonic and all
Research,
this?
baby.
Because
Research.
we have to tell you what's going on. Now, listen, y'all, we believe in cleansing prayers.
Hey, we'll be there opening night for this movie. Count on it.
Oh, we're going to watch this movie. Yeah. But we pray those spirits get on us, and we just say, okay, God, show us what we got to tell the people about this, okay? Because that's why we do what we do.
You better know, it's not beyond me to stand up in the theater. There'll only be about 12 other people in there to start with, and I'll just make a proclamation right there in the theater.
This is true.
Satan, get behind me.
She will. She will. Somebody saying Will Smith, Men in Black.
Exactly.
AE, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
why do they do it?
What was the one we were talking about the other night with the dog? I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
I mean, these are all either dystopian or aliens. Dystopian or aliens. Dystopian or aliens. And then, of course, here comes AI. Out of nowhere, AI.
Exactly.
So let's hit some rapid AI news here. Google is in danger now. They just come out with their new Nano Banana, which is insane good. But OpenAI has brought something called Higgs field, and I want to know we got to look up the word Higgs field.
Higgs boson.
That's what I thought too. That's what I thought too. But why Higgs field? So that's what I want to know. Is that his actual name, Higgs field, or was his name just Higgs? I can't remember. But something about Higgs field, I feel like there's something there. But this is what it can do now. This is Higgs field. GPT Hazel. You can just see how they're just. There's just no way you're going to know what's real and what's not real. It's crazy.
Wow.
So it asks this is nano. They're comparing like this. You tell Nano Banana to make the MOK speech, and that's what he got. Higgs field. Look how detailed it is. They said do 9/11. One on the left just came out like 2 weeks ago. The one on the right just came out a couple of days ago. That's funny. I can't quit you. Oh God!
Woo! So, Nano Banana, and what is?
It's Gemini. Google Gemini. Nano Banana is there. It's the code name for the new graphics thing that just came out with. That's
so
insane
Higgs
good.
field is the
ChatGPT version.
ChatGPT version.
Because remember, they had a code red. They come out with a code red. Last week we reported on. He had to have an emergency meeting saying this Gemini tool is too good. It's taking over.
They whipping our
behinds. Yeah. So he went to a code red. Now, if you really want to freak out, get ready for some nominees for the Golden Chicken Award. China is doing some stuff with robots, y'all. This is insane.
I think we've established that already.
Look at these robots. Robots in China are doing it all now, even dancing and doing Webster flips on stage like pros. Look how in sync these are robots. These are not people. Look at the dancers in the back. They're mimicking
Are they mini robots?
They're mini robots. Look how fluid they are. They look like people.
And we're sure that that's not.
These are really robots.
Small people in costume.
No, these are really robots. And watch how in sync they are when they do the flips. It's crazy. I mean, it's perfect. They're computer tied. Now watch this. Here we go. You ready? Boom. They all do them exactly the same. That's insane, man. Y'all, without Jesus, we're doomed.
Yeah.
It's Terminator, baby. It's Terminator.
I think we've been saying for over a year, they don't need you anymore.
No, they don't. They don't. And somebody was talking about the show Mercy, the movie Mercy that's coming out. Mm-hmm. This is, I'm going to show you all of it. I'm going to go right to this one scene here because the first part of this trailer is a little gory. So, because of what sets him on this path. But this is the premise of it. And this is coming out in 2026 too. This is AI. This is a part of the rollout as well.
Detective Christopher Raven. We live in a world where murderers walk free, in a justice system bogged down by red tape and human error. That all ends with mercy. A judicial system powered by artificial intelligence with access to every camera, cell phone, and database. If you commit a capital crime, you have 90 minutes to prove your innocence to an AI judge, or you will be executed.
Detective Raven, I'm Judge Maddox, and this is the Mercy Capital Court.
Hold on, just wait a second.
You're before this court today charged with the murder of your wife.
I loved my wife. I didn't hurt her.
If you are innocent, prove it.
So the movie is he's sitting in that chair and watch what he does. He starts telling, he goes to every camera, he goes in his house, he goes everywhere. Listen to this.
I need us to walk the scene. No, I have something here. We got it.
This is Chris Pratt.
This is Chris Pratt. And y'all, this is January as well. So you've got Greenland and this. They are coming out the gate in January is what I'm trying to show y'all tonight. They are coming out the gate. This is why I call it the year of acceleration. Whew. They're coming out the gate. They're trying to tell us, y'all, we can't hold this back anymore. It's all coming out. You better know who you are.
Yes.
You better know who you are.
They are pushing every limit.
Absolutely.
Good grief.
Days of Noah, man. L.A. Marzulli, you better go get the UFO deception.
Yes.
It's coming out. Guess what? In January as well. How about that, Hollywood? Yes. January 16th and 17th. He will be live for all those times hosting and introducing all these programs, of which I'm one of them. Very excited to be a part of this great group of men here. Man, this is just amazing, amazing group to be a part of. I can't wait to hear what Alberino's going to bring.
All of them.
Derek Gilbert, all of them.
Look at this lineup.
It's just going to be amazing. How did what am I doing here? I don't belong in that square. I'm just honored. I'm just honored.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. So praise God. I'm just so blessed by that. But go get it. $20, lamarzulli.com and get ready. Because how about that, man? They're coming. Hollywood's coming out with these movies in January, and LA just obeyed God and said, yes, we're gonna equip the body to be ready for the deception that's coming.
I'm so proud of him. I mean, he has a great body of work.
Yes.
But I don't think he's ever done anything like this.
No, I don't think so.
Just amazing. Absolutely.
You know something else that's never been done before?
Come on.
Me and you have never led a trip to Israel.
Never.
But we're going to do that.
It's happening.
It's happening. Y'all, in the middle of the year of acceleration, as the year is winding down in November of 26, we are going with our friends Paul and Heidi, but we are leading our own team. He's leading his team. We're leading our team. We're all going together. The Big Picture Israel Tour. I cannot believe I'm even saying those words out of my mouth. It's exciting. It is November 1st to the 10th. And here's the exciting thing. The registration link is live. Yes! It is finally available. So you can register tonight. It's a $300 deposit. And then you got time where you can save the money, get your passport and all of that. But it is in the description. It is in the YouTube description. And it will be on our website, hopefully in the next couple of days. But for right now, just go to the link that's in the description. Or if you have emailed us at info@larryragland.com, look in your email because you've got the registration link waiting for you in your inbox. We hope that you can go. We know everybody can't go. Y'all, at this point right now, there's over 100 and almost 115 of you have already said that you want the information to go. Yeah. Would that not be amazing if we walking around the Holy Land with over 100 of our Big Picture family?
Exactly. Not to mention however many decide to go with Paul and Heidi. We are going to have quite a group of people.
It is going to be amazing.
It's just amazing.
So, yeah, you'll get the brochure sent to you if you'll just email us at info@larryragland.com. And man, I know everybody can't do that, but if you can, take your vacation. Let this be your vacation. Start saving right now. Tell people, hey, forget the Christmas presents. I want you to help me with my Israel trip. We would appreciate that.
It is #goals, but you can do it.
Absolutely,
you can do it. Yeah.
Well, Sandy, I got many more things to show, but I think I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna
call it right here.
I think we have put out enough for people to think about. So, do you have any closing thoughts on all that we've talked about tonight? Because we've gone there tonight.
Oh my goodness. This show has been quite a lot tonight, and
I do have one more thing, by the way.
Are you going to show one more story?
Yeah, but go ahead.
But the goal for me tonight has been just to, I guess, express my concern for everyone trying to process all of this and to hold your hand and to let you know, yes, it's a lot. We don't have all the answers. We don't even understand all of this, nor we're just reporting to you what is out there. It's not that we agree with everything. We just want you to be okay with what's going on. And we want to do whatever we can to help. Thank you, Kevin, for that super chat.
Yes, thank you, Kevin.
And let you know that we're here for you to the extent that we can be. And we love you guys.
And I want to also, I just happened to look over there. I saw Snoopy, I think I just said, 2125, wants to know if we go on the Israel trip, can we make sure that we're with Larry and Sandy and not put with someone else? Absolutely. If you go to that link,
yes,
then you are registered to be with us on the bus with us. So yeah, but which by the way, even with Paul and Heidi, we'll all be together whenever we go places, just as a big, massive group. But if you register in our link, that guarantees you that your ticket puts you on our bus with me and Sandy. So yeah, good question. Great question. We do have one more thing, and that was great what you just said, baby. That was just great because that's our heart. That's our heart. What you're saying is that's our heart.
This show tonight has taken on that. I hope that you feel it's taken on that tone because that is absolutely our heart, is to know that we're here with you walking through this together.
Yes.
But also acknowledging there is his word, an acceleration.
Yep.
That's why I felt so much to talk about this tonight. This is going to take some people. It's going to get them off guard. Okay. It's going to catch them off guard. And there's no reason to panic.
That's right.
There's no need to panic, okay?
Nope.
Because we're all going through this. Some of us have just had a little more time to process.
Yep. And you're in a safe place. In a safe place, a big picture family. Yes. But now, here's the good news. If you get sick, and if any of y'all just need some medicine, how about this? China, once again, has now introduced a new AI-based capsule that's making stomach exams quick and painless. You simply swallow it, wait 8 minutes, and it's done. I want to know in the live chat, who would do this? Who would take an AI camera pill? Here it is. There it is. Look at the flash. You take it. It goes down into your belly. In 8 minutes, the coating dissolves. The camera turns on and starts examining your stomach. And it can be robotically controlled. I want to know, would you do that? And how can you guarantee me that thing ain't got some claws and somebody can just go, okay, now that we're in there, and just start cutting me up, y'all? This is a crazy world we live in. All right, so if you're new to our channel, what are the nominees tonight for the Golden Chicken Award?
I'm going to need a second here, but I think we can probably go with these. Number 1, the Higgsfield Chat GPT situation.
Decent.
Number 2, the China dance NSYNC robot.
Little troubling.
Number 3, the Mercy movie AI judicial system.
Yeah.
And number 4, it's that pesky China AI based medicine.
There we go. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let your votes begin.
Let your votes
While
begin.
the greatest point of all the show happens. Dancing with Larry. Here we go.
All right. One more time. Number 1, Higgsfield Chat GPT situation. Number 2, the China dancing NSYNC robots. Number 3, Mercy the movie AI judicial system. And number 4, it's that pesky Chinese AI.
The votes are coming in.
All right, here we go. My goodness. Okay, we got lots of those.
You don't even see me.
What are you doing? I'm trying to keep up with all of this.
All right, so do I need to dance again, or you got the winner? I see 4, 4, 4, 4. See a couple of 3s.
Uh-huh.
I think
it's a little closer tonight.
It's a little closer than normal. Yeah, it's close.
Wow.
All right, time is running out, and the winner is.
All right.
Swing it, bro. That's right. I'm going to bring my game. Somebody said Larry's dancing. Hey, and can I have an honorable mention? Whoever wins, I want to say the honorable mention is Clayton's show with that dude jumping to the moon. That's got his own award. But the winner of tonight's Golden Chicken Award.
It is really close, but I think we're going to have to go with number 3 tonight. And my vote was for 3, Mercy the movie AI judicial system. Guys, that is crazy. I'm going to see that movie too.
How much time do you have to prove your innocence? I can't remember.
To do what?
Well, he says if you're guilty, you have so many
90 minutes.
90 minutes? Or was it?
Isn't that what he said?
Or was it hours? I can't remember.
What did they say? How long did you have to prove your innocence in Mercy the movie? I thought he said.
Let's go back and look real quick. I think we deserve it. Okay. Let's see it. Okay. Let's see.
Human error. Commit a capital crime or you will be and database. If you commit a capital crime, you have 90 minutes to prove.
90 minutes, you're right. 90 minutes to prove that you're innocent or you are gone.
And a half.
Or you're gone.
Wow.
Crazy. All right. That's the winner. Woo-hoo! What a show. What a show. We love y'all. Don't forget. Even though it's Christmas Eve, we will have 2 big events Christmas Eve at 5 p.m. Central. Get your candle and join us for a 45-minute candlelight service live, a candlelight service live. And then later that night at 7 p.m. Central, we'll have a regular Bible study. I have a powerful word about the blood of Jesus inside the womb of Mary.
Beautiful.
And I hear our babies right on time.
I hear somebody at the actual door.
Hey, you want to come in here real quick? Come on. Oh, my goodness. Oh.
We have Christmas pajamas.
Oh, my goodness.
Get in here. Drop this down.
We did not know y'all were going to be able to be on the show.
You are just in time for the tagline. Guys, look at these girls.
Oh, my goodness. They come to spend the night with Nana and Pawpaw.
Yep.
Is that your doggy? Hey, can you, Lainey, can you say, we ain't woke? Say it. Say woke. We are awake.
We are woke, but we are suddenly awake.
Tell everybody bye.
Bye.
And
bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Can you say ho ho?
Ho ho.
Ho ho. Love y'all. Bye.
The supernatural.
Help
us build the big picture family. We're on a mission to wake up the world to what is really going on. Go to LarryRagland.com to give a one-time gift or become a monthly partner. Any amount blesses the entire big picture family. While you're there, pick up our book, I See Greatness in You. Browse our merchandise store. Connect on social media. And get on the big picture mailing list at LarryRagland.com. Join us and be a part of the big picture family where we ain't woke, but we are certainly awake.